Hey Trey, this is Ryan with TrendLizard.com. I got your latest email. I'm going to take a look at NVIDIA for you. NVDA, obviously using the Elliott Wave theory. This is a service for those of you who are not Trey that we provide for our professional level subscribers at TrendLizard.com. If it's something you want to learn more about or have tickers, symbols, instruments, whatever it is that you want me to look at for you, come sign up at TrendLizard.com and we'll do the same for you. So we're going to take a look at NVIDIA, NVDA. We've looked at this guy before. We will update it. So incepted back at the start of 1999, had a nice ABC pullback. Nothing fancy. We know three-wave pullbacks are counter trend moves, so it makes sense that off of that 2008 low, NVIDIA resumed its uptrend from there. What do we know about trendy moves? Elliott Wave 101, we know trendy moves play out in five-wave patterns, and I don't think there's any reason to get creative with what's happened off that 2008 low. We have a first, a second, a third, a fourth, and we are currently in a fifth wave advance. I don't think there's any reason to call that anything else than what it looks like very clearly, and that's a five-wave move. Now, what do we know about what happens when five-wave moves complete, according to the Elliott Wave theory? This five-wave move is corrected with another larger ABC pullback, something like this. Obviously, this is a substantial move. It lasted from 2001 to 2008, so you're talking about a 7-year move. Now, we're currently in what, a 13-year up move. So when a 13-year up move completes, you'd have to think a fairly substantial correction is coming. And again, that is based strictly on the basic tenets of the Elliott Wave theory, that once a five-wave move completes, it is corrected, and this looks pretty clearly like a five-wave move. So let's go ahead and move on. Take a look at this fifth wave action off the 2018 low. Here is that move again, just this action to the upside right here. It as well looks like a fairly clear five-wave move. We have a first, a second, first notable pullback here, a third wave, and then this sideways larger fourth wave correction into the 2021 low, and since then a strong move which has accelerated to the upside more recently. Again, I don't think we're doing anything fancy or creative by saying this looks generally like a five-wave move without calling anything something that it doesn't already appear to be. So again, we appear to be in a larger five-wave move, and this up leg here, the fifth wave, the final wave, also appears to be a five-wave move. Now, if we drill in even closer and look just at this action to the upside in 2021, let's go ahead and do that. It as well looks like it is a developing near completion, potentially, five-wave move. We have a first, a second, a third, counter trend action here. You see this is a three-wave move here, so this all looks like one counter trend move. So a fourth wave, and then a fifth wave. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nothing fancy again, just the basic tenets of the Elliott Wave theory that issue some warning signs. Now, when might this end? I mean, if you're talking about having a five-wave move on a 13-year time frame, maybe nearing an end, then you zoom in on the, 3-year pattern, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside, potential for an end. And then you get even closer into the 2021 pattern and you see five-wave moves to the upside here. Certainly there's a reason to be concerned at the possibility that a more important high is coming. Now, you don't take a stock that over the last 5 weeks has basically added 50, even more, maybe 55%. To the upside, which is absolute craziness, by the way. But hey, go for it. NVIDIA is a stud. It's obviously doing something right. It's not one that you just decide, hey, it's time to bail. Obviously, this thing is in a overblown but still very strong move that with no sign of a high yet. But certainly, you have to be concerned at the possibility that a more important high is coming. Now, if we zoom in and just this action off of October's low. Again, it's clearly a trendy move. It's been absolutely massive. It doesn't look complete. Basically, this is the only pattern. We had to zoom down to like the super short-term time frame here to find something that looks like an incomplete pattern to the upside. The labeling that I see here is a first, a second wave. It's been in a third wave, been a massive move, and maybe this action that started late last week is a third wave, or excuse me, a fourth wave correction with a fifth wave to come. Overall, there's a lot of potentially completing upside patterns, which to me isn't exactly, makes me feel good about buying it at this point. If you own it, certainly you have to own it until there's a crack, and that's kind of been the story of 2021. A lot of people think this is normal or that stocks only go up. Sure, have at it until that changes, because when it changes, it's going to change, and it's going to be a very tough lesson learned by a lot of people who grew up in this last 2-year bull run that's happened. It's normally not what happens, but as is, so many things have just run so far, so fast, that at some point it is going to catch up, and when it does, I fear what is going to happen. You have to remain bullish until there's a change, but once we actually see that crack in the dam, I think it's going to be time to be concerned. With NVIDIA, unfortunately, it's run so fast over the last 5 weeks, it's impossible to find a stop level that's close enough to really be significant. Case in point, 240 is the closest level that would be significant to be breached. I mean, basically what you're left doing is looking for any kind of trendy downside movement to say, warning sign, this is probably time to leave. So you're looking for trendy 5-wave declines on any short-term time frame. Otherwise, you have to wait for a move below 240 to say a more important high is in. But again, I mean, you're talking about a 5-wave move to the upside that's last 13 years, and then more recently, over the last 3 years, another pretty clear 5-wave move that looks like it's nearing an end. So I think you have to be careful. You can be bullish now, but I would take any notable weakness as a sign that potentially a very important high is in, and that would be my clue to step aside for NVIDIA for a bit until it's corrected some of these large, massive, overrun advances to the upside. So Trey, I hope that's helpful for anybody else. Please come visit us at TrendLizard.com. We do this stuff every day. A very powerful trading strategy that we can put to work in your portfolio as well. Have a great evening. We'll talk to you again very soon.